So I just finished watching The Apple. This was another mediocre episode. Had a lot of potential, and it had a lot of the same recycled material we'd seen before. Kirk and team beam down to some planet with some number to do something. And in this case, there's some sort of killer flower, and it kills off our first of the red shirts pretty quickly. This is where my first problem with this episode lies, is we go back to what I've said before about show, don't tell. There was no real drama behind this guy dying. He dies, and then we get some exposition that Kirk knew him and this guy's father helped Kirk get into the academy. Well, honestly, as a viewer, a little too late. I don't care. Had this character been established before, multiple episodes ago, we see him as a recurring character, we know a little bit about his history, then he dies, that's going to carry some emotional weight. But this is the first time I recall seeing this guy. Maybe he was in another episode, I don't know. I don't even know what his name is, but he gets killed by this flower that shoots needles, and then Kirk talks. No impact. That's a trend I'm seeing in a lot of this. I just don't care. I really don't care, and I understand now why the red shirts are kind of this joke, and there's memes about them and stuff like that. If you're going to kill characters, let's give it some weight. If you're trying to give it some weight. I know that shows are supposed to have, like this, are supposed to have disposable characters. We see them all the time in various other shows. But they don't try to tack on anything to most of them. You know, when I watch Battlestar Galactica or Buffy the Vampire Slayer, there's a lot of no-name characters that get offed all the time. But nobody makes a big deal out of it. It's not like somebody dies and then next thing you know, like Buffy and Xander and Willow are crying over this character and how they used to hang out with this person for so long, but this is the first time we ever saw them. There's none of that. You know, same thing in Battlestar Galactica. Soldiers get killed all the time. Big deal. Nobody really makes a big to-do about it. But then when you do take a main character, like in either one of those shows, and you kill them, wow, that's powerful. But don't try to mix it. It's not working. So, yeah, we get 4 red shirt deaths in this episode. Other than for that, this episode was just kind of bizarre. The costuming for the people that they meet on the planet, okay, they were like primitive people, and they fed this machine, and they were kind of enslaved, and it was debate on human rights and sentient beings and following and worshipping, and it was just kind of dull in that aspect. It had a lot of potential, but like I said, that's where they start bringing up these things, and they don't get discussed until the last 3 minutes. And they usually end on some sort of joke note between McCoy and Spock. Kind of a formulaic episode in that regards. So, The Apple. That's all I really have to say on this one. It's not something I would recommend. It's one of the duller episodes. So again, I guess I'm seeing this trend of like one really good episode and then one really kind of mediocrity-based episode. So maybe this is a trend. We'll find out. So I will see you guys later.